Every year, millions of people get excited when tax season rolls around. They check their refund amount, maybe jump up and down a little, and start planning what to do with that extra cash. New phone. Vacation. Pay off some debt. It feels like a bonus. Like free money falling from the sky. But here's the truth nobody tells you, that tax refund is not a bonus. It's not free money. It's your own money that the government has been holding, interest-free, for an entire year. And the fact that you're excited to get it back? That's the trap. Today I'm going to explain exactly why a big tax refund is actually costing you money, how the withholding system works, and what you should do instead to keep more of your paycheck throughout the year. Let's start from the beginning. When you work a job in the US, your employer withholds a portion of every paycheck and sends it directly to the IRS. This is your federal income tax being paid in advance, month by month. At the end of the year, you file your tax return and the IRS calculates exactly how much you actually owe. If your employer withheld more than you owe, you get the difference back. That's your refund. So a refund doesn't mean you got a discount on taxes. It means you overpaid throughout the year, and now you're getting your own money returned to you. Here's the kicker, the IRS doesn't pay you interest for holding that money. If you overpaid by $3,000, the government used that $3,000 all year, and you get exactly $3,000 back. Not $3,050. Not $3,100. Just $3,000 flat. No compensation for the time value of your money. Now, $3,000 sounds like a lot. And the average U.S. tax refund in recent years has been around $2,800 to $3,200. So this is a very real, very common situation. The question is, what happens to your money during those 12 months it's sitting with the IRS instead of in your pocket? This is where the math gets interesting. Let's say you're getting a $3,000 refund. That means you overpaid by $250 every single month. What if instead of sending that $250 to the IRS each month, you kept it and put it somewhere smarter? Option 1, a high-yield savings account. At a 4.5% annual interest rate, which is realistic right now, $250 per month for 12 months would earn you roughly $73 in interest. That's free money you left on the table. Option 2, investing. If you put that $250 a month into an index fund and earned a conservative 8% annual return, over 1 year you'd have around $3,124. So not only do you keep your money, you made an extra $124. Small? Maybe. But that compounds every year. Option 3, high-interest debt. If you're carrying a credit card balance at 20% APR, which is very common, every $250 you could have used to pay it down is costing you money in interest charges. Getting a refund in April and using it to pay off a card you've been carrying since January means you paid months of unnecessary interest. The point isn't that the numbers are enormous in year one. The point is the habit. People who treat their tax refund as found money never learn to budget with that money during the year. And that habit, repeated over decades, adds up to tens of thousands of dollars in missed opportunity. So why does this happen? A few reasons. First, the W-4 form. When you start a new job, you fill out a W-4 that tells your employer how much to withhold. A lot of people fill it out once and never touch it again, even when their life situation changes, new job, marriage, having a kid, picking up a side income, paying off student loans. Every change can affect how much you actually owe. Second, fear of underpaying. People are scared of owing money at tax time. And I get it. There's something psychologically painful about writing a check to the IRS in April. So they overcorrect, overwithhold, and then feel relieved in April when they get money back. It feels safe. It feels responsible. But financially? It's backwards. Third, a savings workaround. Some people use their refund as a forced savings mechanism. They know they won't save on their own, so they let the government hold the money. I understand the logic, but there are much better ways to automate savings that actually earn you something. The good news is this is completely fixable. Here's what to do. Step 1. Use the IRS Tax Withholding Estimator. It's a free tool at irs.gov. You plug in your income, deductions, credits, and it tells you if you're on track or if you're over or under withholding. Step 2. Submit a new W-4 to your employer's HR department. You can do this at any time, you don't have to wait until the new year. The form has a section where you can claim more allowances or add an additional amount to withhold. If you've been getting big refunds, you want to reduce your withholding. Step 3. If you have multiple jobs, or your spouse works, be careful. The system assumes each employer is your only job, so the combined withholding across 2 incomes can lead to underpayment. The W-4 has a special section for this, and the estimator accounts for it. The goal is to get your withholding as close to your actual tax liability as possible, ideally getting either a very small refund or owing a very small amount at tax time. Not exactly zero, since that's hard to hit, but you don't want to be off by $3,000 in either direction. One more thing, if you're self-employed or have side income, you'll pay estimated quarterly taxes directly to the IRS. This is even more reason to track what you actually owe, because underpaying estimated taxes can trigger a penalty. Okay, so let's say you adjust your W-4 and suddenly you've got an extra $200 or $250 in your paycheck every month. What do you actually do with it? First choice, high-yield savings account. If you don't have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund yet, this is step 1. Open a HYSA, Marcus, Ally, SoFi, or similar, and automate a transfer the same day you get paid. Treat it like a bill. In 12 months, you'll have $2,400 to $3,000 saved with interest, and it's yours whenever you need it. Second choice, pay down high-interest debt. If you're carrying credit card debt above 15%, pay it down first. The guaranteed return from eliminating a 20% interest charge beats any investment return you'll get. Third choice, invest it. Once your emergency fund is solid and you're debt-free, routing that extra monthly cash into a Roth IRA or a brokerage index fund is one of the smartest moves you can make. $250 a month at 8% annual growth over 20 years grows to over $148,000. Over 30 years, it becomes nearly $375,000. Compound interest is real, and it needs time to work. Every month you hand your paycheck to the IRS for free is a month that money isn't compounding for you. I want to acknowledge one more thing, the emotional side of this. There is something genuinely satisfying about getting a tax refund. It feels like a windfall. A reward. And for some people, especially those who struggle to save, it works as a discipline tool. If that's you, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying there's a better version of that habit. Open a dedicated savings account, name it something motivating like vacation fund or emergency buffer, and set up an automatic transfer of the same amount you were over withholding. You get the same forced savings effect. You earn interest. And you can access the money if you truly need it in month 3, which you couldn't do with money locked up in withholding. The goal isn't to perfectly optimize every dollar. The goal is to stop unconsciously handing your money over to an institution that doesn't pay you back for it. Let's bring it all together. A tax refund is not a bonus. It's your own money returned to you without interest, after the government used it for a year. The average American gets back around $3,000, that's $250 a month that could have been growing in savings or paying down debt. The fix is simple, use the IRS Tax Withholding Estimator. Submit a new W-4, and redirect that monthly cash somewhere that actually works for you. If you want to go deeper, my next video covers the difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA, 2 tax-advantaged accounts that actually pay you for being smart with your taxes instead of the other way around. I'll link it at the end. And if this was helpful, subscribe. I put out new personal finance videos every week, built for people who are learning this stuff from scratch, without the jargon or the get-rich-quick nonsense. I'll see you in the next one.